HBCU campuses have received threats, and just like that, the threat of violence towards black people has increased within a matter of minutes for something that black folks weren't responsible for. Southern University and A&M have received threats so severe that they had to go to lockdown, not shelter in, not just stay inside, but a full lockdown, which means that the threats were really significant. Clark Atlanta has issued a shelter in place because of threats that they received. And because Spelman is in close proximity and we can all clearly see where this is going, they have also issued a shelter in place. Bethune-Cookman in a full lockdown. Again, not a shelter in place, a full lockdown, which means that they received significant threats of danger or harm. It's just so interesting to me how it doesn't matter who enacts the violence against people in America. Black people are always going to be unsafe, even when we're not the cause or the reason. And dare I say that this is in large part because of the rhetoric that somebody like Charlie Kirk has been spewing for years now.
Chesley Major.
So many of you Charlie Kirk fans are so mad at me right now. So this is what I'm going to do for you, okay? I'm going to play a clip of Charlie, and I'm going to grant him his wish to fulfill his legacy, to give you exactly what you're looking for of Charlie Kirk, this great white man that you all put on a pedestal. You ready?
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public execution.
I guess the racist got what he wanted.
Caution here is this, that liberal outlets like MSNBC, it's certainly a liberal outlet. Let's cool our jets in this weird cultural effort to try to whitewash the legacy of Charlie Kirk, who was a racist, anti-Semitic, white supremacist. It's what he was. Black women aren't smart enough. They don't have the brain power to process things.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action?
Anytime he sees a black woman pilot, he's afraid because she's not qualified. She stole, like black people do. She stole that job from a white pilot, a white man pilot.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
I mean, it's just a screed of conspiracies and lies and racism and hate, vitriol and divisiveness from Charlie Kirk. But let's not try to make him into some kind of a saint. He was not that. He was a polarizing, destructive figure in our culture, in our country.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? When Kirk says that MLK says, quote, one good thing he didn't believe, what does he mean by that? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake?
Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow, that's good. That's good that people are getting shot just on a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. What do? I get dirty every single year.
Why are you upset about this devil's spawn? Why? You all killed each other all over Europe. Right now, 2 white nations are fighting against each other. For 15% of the world population, you certainly, without a doubt, have caused nothing but strife in almost every goddamn country in the world. So shut the fuck up. We We don't care. Utah is 89% white. Why hasn't Trump sent the National Guard for this white-on-white crimes? So fuck off.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow.
He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended.
I need all of you. If you're watching right now, I need everybody to pray for Charlie. I see there's a couple Twitter spaces. I'm gonna go into one of them so you guys can hear real-time updates. I just saw the footage not too long ago. I'm just gonna join this thing right quick for you guys.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm the chairman of the College Republicans of America. I had 5 students working the event with Charlie. The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah, have both said that Charlie has passed. And that is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
Can I ask quickly, who confirmed that?
One of my students who is near the hospital and one who is a state rep from Utah.
Charlie Kirk got exactly what he had been advocating for. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not condoning it. He got exactly what he had been advocating for.
Meantime, Kirk's body was flown to Phoenix, Arizona yesterday, returning to his home state with an escort by Vice President J.D. Vance on Air Force Two. Now, the reaction online is so varied that Florida is warning teachers to refrain from posting negatively about that shooting.
Personally, I will never celebrate somebody being murdered, but that doesn't mean that I have to have sympathy either. Charlie Kirk is going to have a legacy, but it's going to be a bad legacy to a lot of us. And he will be remembered by all the hateful and racist rhetoric that he spread while he was alive. The majority of mass shootings in this country have been far-right, white Christian nationalists. Yes. But one person shoots Charlie Kirk, and all of a sudden we have a damn problem? Like, really, what is the experience to be this fucking delusional?
Does America think we're this stupid now? Like, they're gonna expect us to believe that some college kid was able to do a kill shot right in the artery of Charlie Kirk's neck? Come on, guys. It's time to wake up.
All these white people on TikTok crying over a snake, like Charlie Kirk dying. Why?
What do you expect to be the profiler of an assassin like this? He clearly had a target. This was not a mass shooting. It was pinpointed with a specific goal at a specific person.
Yes, as I told your producer earlier, Kaylee, I believe this person suffers from Kirk derangement syndrome. This person probably went to bed at night and woke up in the morning dreaming about how somehow he would take out Charlie Kirk at some point in time. Who even knows? He may have been in one of these college campuses in the last year or two. He may have been someone standing in line or standing in a crowd and didn't like the response that Charlie was giving so eloquently and so logically explaining, his points of view, counterpoints to the other people up there. So this person is by no means a professional hitman, as some people have said earlier. I don't see that at all with him. He's a young man, obviously practiced with the 30-06. It's a bolt action rifle. It has some recoil issues. He may have been going, I have ballistic oriented friends. He may have been going for center mass and it went high left. He may have been going for headshot and it went down to the neck, not taking the 200 yards distance with gravity. So this guy practiced at a range somewhere, and that's part of what the FBI is doing right now. They're going around to every range within 100 miles of there and say, hey, who was practicing in the last month or more with a Mauser type rifle, 30-06, and doing these types of things. But he is not a professional hitman, and this was his way of answering responding to Charlie Kirk that he could never do in real time.
Quickly pouring in new information, new images, and what you're looking at are brand new images that we have come in of the proposed shooter, the person of interest. Now, the photos show the individual in the same black t-shirt.
Multiple sources have told Fox News about the messages that appear to be left behind on both the ammunition and firearm recovered from the scene of Charlie Kirk's assassination. So far, the FBI, as you mentioned, has declined to comment on this, but what the agency is saying is that they've got lots of good video of the killer's path on this campus.
Now, it's unclear if this new person of interest is the same person dressed in all black, spotted on the rooftop of a building at the time of the shooting, or if this is in fact the sniper who assassinated Kirk. Law enforcement says it has recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle used in the shooting in a wooded area.
All right. What's going on, fam? Hope all is well. You know, a lot of people are online. They're going nuts, especially them folks. They done lost their damn mind about Mr. Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk got murked, taken out at one of his Turning Point shows in Utah. And even a lot of black folks have chosen to shed a tear for Mr. Charlie. Even our dear brother, Dr. Kumar Johnson, Ifa Tunde, King Consciousness himself, had a lot to say. He said on one of his posts, while I did not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and consider him to be an anti-black bigot, I will not rejoice at the loss of a life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in unaliving of a member of the black African race. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating the situation. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of any of my enemies, but to celebrate an unaliving is completely unacceptable. We know all too well how the greatest recipients of political assassination in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortunes of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States of America's courtesy of the deep state. And that was Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah, we hear you, but we don't want to hear it. And nobody's celebrating, not at least over here. I don't celebrate death. I celebrate life. So no, I'm not celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. But I'm saying, Chesley Major's thoughts on this. Well, I don't feel no type of way. I don't have any tears for Mr. Charlie. I'm also not happy and all hip-hop hooray about his death. He said it himself. This world has no place for empathy, rather. So I'm not empathetic to the situation that's going on. Neither am I sympathetic to the situation. I understand he had kids, but guess what? Osama bin Laden had kids also. You know what I'm saying? Like Stalin had kids also. Does that mean I'm supposed to mourn them and say, rest in peace, when they brought hell to the earth that I know? No. He will go down in my book as an agent provocateur who kicked up a lot of dust, started a lot of trouble, and kept his foot on the back of black people's neck, even when they were completely in the right. For instance, he called Breonna Taylor a thug, and she deserved what she got because she dealt with thugs. He said Martin Luther King was a bad guy. The civil rights movement was a mistake. Yep, he said the civil rights movement was a mistake. Amongst other things, he said a lot of provocative stuff, a lot of bigoted stuff, a lot of racist stuff, a lot of anti-Semitic hate. Those who were mourning him, they followed his movement. Obviously, they were in love with this guy. And his Turning Point movement, well, that's their cup of tea. That's their movement. All over the United States, you got these movements going on. Turning Point here, Turning Point USA here, Turning Point USA there. And a lot of that is spewing hate, white supremacy, and racism. But once again, how do I feel about it? I don't got no feelings on it. I damn sure don't feel warm inside. I don't feel any kind of sorrow or sadness. But I will say, how he lived his life is how he'll be remembered in my eyesight. The tongue is powerful. You can literally speak things into existence. And I think that's just what happened to Mr. Kirk. 89% white state. And if you saw the event, it was full of white people, the whole crowd. It was a sea of whiteness. Maybe a few blacks sprinkled in here and there, but this was white on white crime. And Charlie Kirk, he had a lot to say about black people. But the irony of this is he was saying something about gang violence right before the shot cracked and hit him in the neck. That's the irony. He was deflecting from a question that was talking about gun violence in America. Let me know what you think about Charlie Kirk getting murked, taken off the face of the earth, age 31, at one of his turning point events in Utah, taken out by white on white crime, snuffed out by one of his own kind. Let me know what you think about this situation. Leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you have to say. You can also support the channel by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And click on that icon bell down below so you'll get a notification every time I drop a new video. I love you guys and appreciate all you do. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Chesley Major. Chesley Major.
Chesley Major. Chesley Major.
Chesley Major. Chesley Major.